Hey guys, QuinntonTV here, and welcome to a brand new video where today we're going to be talking about Marathon today. Now, I was going to cover this game when it got announced, which I believe was like a couple of years ago now, but yeah, I never ended up getting around to it, and the game has officially gone through its alpha stage, and now it's in something called a server crash, I think it is, and basically it's just the game's been given out to free to a load of different creators and also just the public as a whole. So if you want to download it, you can go on Steam and just download it yourself there, completely free of charge and all that until the game comes out, pretty sure. But yeah, so first things first, I just quickly want to talk about this. I did not enjoy the game whatsoever. In fact, I think it might have been one of the worst games I've played in quite some time, to be honest with you. And I played for about an hour, and I kind of just went on. I played a couple of games. I played one which was ended pretty horribly because it is a looter shooter, so like Tarkov, Ark Raiders, stuff like that, where you just go in, you loot, and then you'll maybe get into combat and stuff like that. And I will be forcing myself to play more because I want to get a, big enough feel for the game, try and explore different avenues that I haven't really touched yet, and just like overall form a more, like in-depth opinion than what I'm giving you here, because this is basically just my first impressions, essentially. The game is free for everyone until the 2nd of March, so not the 5th, which is when the game actually comes out. It's free up to everyone up until the 2nd, which is because it's basically just a server stress test, so like multiple people can jump on for free, play the game, and see how they feel about it and stuff like that, as well as give Bungie the feedback to, like improve the servers and stuff like that. But the reason I'm calling this a first impressions is because, well, my opinions are subject to change when the full game comes out, which, I don't know, this is going to be like fucking 35 quid, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to buy it, to be honest with you. If this is the experience we're getting for 35 quid, I really do not want to know what their standards are and how the fuck they think this is worth 35 quid. This is like a free-to-play game in early access, if you ask me. But yeah, so obviously throughout this, as I'm playing, and as I said, I'll be playing afterwards, I'm gonna, play through, try and get as much time in it as I can, and if my opinions change, which I highly doubt they will, I will probably try and make a follow-up video and, like say, look, this has changed, or look, my opinions on this have changed, etc, etc. But I don't really see that happening. This game is an absolute fucking dumpster fire. But without further ado, I was going to structure this in like a normal way, where I'd have like a positive section of the video and a negative, but there is literally 2 points in the positives from what I've found in my first hour of gameplay, and if there ends up being more, go follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be talking about it over there, and maybe over on Discord as well. You never fucking know at this, but I think what I'm going to try and do is intersplice the positive with the negative, and then just kind of give it as like a full, first impressions thing. But I'd say one thing I do find about the game that's quite decent is when I've been playing and that, it seems relatively bug free. Now, there's a caveat to that. I'll get onto it in a minute, but from what I've played, yeah, it's not been too bad in terms of like bugs and performance and stuff like that. Yeah, basically there is that. My caveat, however, is OBS. So obviously, as many of you guys know, I use OBS to record my videos, and normally I'd use the game capture mode to, like record the thing, and the marathon the marathon section, I guess you could say, does pop up on my OBS, so I can use it. But whenever I go on it, not only does the screen remain black on like OBS preview and stuff like that, but it also causes a bug where basically your inputs just don't work whatsoever. Another thing I found about the game is the menus themselves. Now, these menus are fucking appalling. There is no other way of putting it. Just going through them and like trying to find the thing you're actually trying to look for is a absolute chore. It is so difficult, unnecessarily so, to find things, and then you've got like text upon text of things. It's like I was trying to go through and look at It's like the faction quest line or whatever. I was trying to look at that, and there was so much popping up on screen at me. I was so fucking confused. And then just like the overall UI, I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Like Nero made a whole video on this, and basically when he went to turn the FOV up, it was like an absolute chore just to turn the FOV up, and I'll show you what I mean now. But essentially, just simple tasks like turning the FOV up or finding different settings and stuff like that is an absolute chore. Like, how on earth do you make a UI so bad that it's nearly impossible to turn the FOV up correctly? Like, I know Nero was using a controller, but then he switched from keyboard and mouse, and it wasn't any easier. Like, this UI, man, it's so terribly designed. Like, all the menus, all the settings. When it comes to actually applying your settings, say if I wanted to change the graphics quality from, like, medium to high or whatever, like, it's individual, like, apply. So you've got one at the top, then one in the middle section, and then one at the bottom with all different graphics settings, and you have to hit apply on all three of them individually, which is absolutely moronic. But yeah, it's very fucking confusing, and I don't really understand why. Obviously, I've touched on the UI already. There was one bit where I was trying to figure out what ammo the V11 punch, which is kind of like, you have the ammo for it, like you slot these like digital, I want to call them ink cartridges, because that's kind of what it reminds me of. You slot them in, and it sort of regenerates ammo while it's in there, but if you reload, it'll add back up to your max ammo count much faster, but you'll lose all the stuff regenerated in the last magazine, which, if that makes sense, yeah, sure. If it doesn't, yeah, it didn't really make sense to me either, and it took me ages to figure that out, because I was like looking at it through the menus, I was going through all the details, I'm like, what fucking ammo does this thing take? And I was literally like diving through menus and everything, just trying to figure out what it was. But moving on, TTK, I think this is a big one, because the gameplay itself, obviously it's kind of just like your standard looter shooter. It does, you know, it feels the same way a looter shooter should, and the gameplay and like the gunplay itself feels okay, but the actual time to kill part of the gunplay is appalling. It feels like I'm playing Modern Warfare 2019. Like, genuine, I'll just be sat there and someone will be around a corner. Like, I was playing for a bit after I recorded this gameplay. Like, I literally just went round a corner. We'd been in a fight and I'd killed someone before, and when I was actually killing that person, I was thinking, right, there's no way I win this gunfight. I've engaged late. You know, I'm not exactly the most accurate person in the world, so I was thinking, right, I've fucked this, but I killed the guy, and then I go in, I've healed up a bit, and then I go into the building where his mates are, and his mates aren't in sight, and I just turn around a corner, and basically half a second later I'm dead. And that's what I mean. Like, you'll go into some gunfights thinking, like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna lose this, and then you win because you've somehow miraculously taken the guy down, but then all of a sudden you'll get shot at yourself and just absolutely eviscerated, and you just sat there thinking, as you're like looking at the spectator screen or whatever, just what the fuck was that about? And yeah, it's just, I don't know how to describe it with this game. The closest I can describe it is Modern Warfare 2019, where you just get dropped instantly. But let's go and move on to something that's a mixed point. So this is about the art direction and the art style of the game. This was in my positive comment, so I'm going to combine it into this. At least the game tries for a art style. Obviously, that's kind of the thing, like, oh, it's fucking terrible, but at least you tried. You know, they could have just made it look like every other generic shooter on the market right now, but they actually did try with a unique art style, and I have to appreciate them for that. Like, I don't like the art style whatsoever. I think it's fucking ugly as shit, but at least they tried, and and that's something, like, I think a lot of problems with this game you can fix, like the menus and the UI and stuff like that, but when it comes to the art style and stuff like that, you can't fucking fix that shit. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it, but, you know, it wouldn't be as much of an issue if the game was fun, and, you know, it just isn't. It's the most cookie cutter, I should say, like shooter experience where you get absolutely dropped, but then the menus are so horrifically complicated. I feel like I need a PhD just to fucking get through them. Like, this game, other than the shooting mechanics and like the gameplay as a whole, when you're going through the menus and trying to do stuff, it makes me feel like a fucking retard, and that's not good game design. If a game makes you feel like a retard, it's probably not a very well designed game, and this one, as much as it hates me to say it, because I really do love Bungie, going back to the art style, obviously, because we got on a bit of a tangent there, I don't know what it is, man. Like, the art style itself is so basic. Like, the weapons just they don't look generic, they just look basic. So, like, I think one way to describe them is that they look like kids' toys, and I think that is a very good way of putting it, because they genuinely do. They look like something you go and get, like, your 4-year-old from Toys R Us. I don't even know why they've chosen this direction, man. Like, the weapons, some of them look cool, like the LMG, but then, like, I can't remember the name of the SMG you often get given as, like, a kit, but it just looks like something I buy from Toys R Us. Obviously, I guess that's part of the art style. It's very, like, simplistic and, like, cybernetic, and, you know, that's what I mean. At least they tried with the art style, but it just isn't for me. And obviously, you could say down in the comments, like, oh, that's subjective, whatnot, but to me, it is just fucking ugly, especially with some of the colours you're seeing in the world map. Like, the amount of times, because of the fog in this game is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, it's not like Alpha Minecraft where it adds to the atmosphere, it's just fucking annoying. But half the time, you'll just be going across the map and you'll see some absolute fucking vomit slick buildings emerging out of the fog. It's not good. It looks absolutely atrocious. Like, oh yes, you know, I'm walking around the map, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna see. Ew, what the fuck is that? When a building comes out of the fog, that's not a reaction you should be having to anything in a video game. Like, if I was playing any other game, like say I was playing Ark Raiders and there's this lime green fucking horrible building in my way, I'm gonna go, ew, what the fuck is that? Like, obviously, with the fog and stuff like that, and you're seeing shit coming out of it, you're like, oh, it's for atmosphere, it's to build atmosphere, but it doesn't really do that. It just gets fucking annoying. Like, it's not really hiding anything, and it's just there. I guess you could say it's to, like, so you can have like a shorter render distance to make the game perform better, but I can't tell you, obviously, I don't know the ins and out of game development. I can't actually tell you why they've done this, but to me, it just feels weird, and I don't really like it. But moving on, like, as I've summarized, everything about the game just feels bland. Like, the cookie cutter shooting, which obviously is hard to fuck up in my opinion, like so many games do it really well. It's very hard to fuck up a decent shooter mechanic, but then the menus and everything are just so complicated. It requires you to read novels. Like, I was looking at items while I was looting in the world, and I was looking at it and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And they're reading fucking paragraphs to try and figure out what a, like, bio canister does or something, or what certain of these, like, weird weapons are, whether they're LMGs, assault rifles, whatever. Like, yeah, it's just been a bit of a wild ride, and I am going to continue playing just to, you know, try and see if my opinions change and whatnot. But overall, this game is not great, and Bungie are going to be, I assume, in panic mode right now, because they've put so much time into this game, and obviously it was very negatively received after the alpha. So when full release comes out on the 5th of March, and obviously once the server crash is over, I can't see this game lasting very long. Like, I maybe give it a month and this game will be dead. I genuinely do not see this game, you know, being popular. From what I've seen, so many other creators are just, you know, not having it. The same reaction I've had basically throughout this video. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Marathon. I'm probably not going to talk about this game very much because I genuinely don't see many of my problems with it changing, and if they do, that is brilliant. Obviously, like the art style stuff, that's not going to change, but the menus and the gunplay and the TTK, and when stuff like that all gets added together and it's a better game, I can probably look past the art style a little bit more if it's just fun to play. But I have to say, it's quite a boring game, I'm not gonna lie. Like, even like compared to Arc Raiders, which is obviously going to be the major comparison, it just isn't fun. It really is not fun. And yeah, I have a feeling Bungie's going to be in absolute panic mode right now. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video here. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video. Or alternatively, you can join the Discord server as a link down below. But anyway, this has been QuinntonTV, and I'll see you all in the next one.